Hi, this is John for BeesTV. Talking about the Preston game today. Where do I start? That was disappointing, to say the least. Yeah, I'll start by saying that Preston, I thought, were excellent. They were quicker to the ball than us. They were better set up than us. They just seem to have more desire and more zip about them. They're more energy, and they pressed us really well. We couldn't deal with it, and I think obviously a turning point was Christian Norgaard's injury, and that absolutely affected the game. But even before that, I thought that they just were getting the better of us in midfield, and. Yeah, it was the most one-sided 2-0 half of a game I've ever seen. They didn't deserve to go in 2-0 down. They must have been really pissed off. And I thought actually when they came out for the second half, they looked like they didn't really have the belief, Preston, and I thought we were looking fairly comfortable, and then sloppy for their first goal, and then we just fell apart, and I really disappointed with some of our closing down. I could highlight particular players, but there were times when our midfielders were just sort of strolling about, and I just thought that we really needed somebody to get the game by the scruff of the neck and keep fighting, because at 2-1 you're thinking we'd still favourites to win that game, but it just fell apart. But they were very good. I suppose it does highlight the importance of that, somebody in that Christian Norgaard position. Hopefully the new German kid will be up to speed if Norgaard's injury is going to keep him out for a while. I really hope not. We've got 2-week break to get that to get him fixed and back out on the pitch. But it's very disappointing. Obviously, Ivan Toney's goals were a plus. Two good moves, 2 good finishes. And I'm not feeling doom and gloom about the situation, but I just think that was the worst performance for a couple of seasons probably. I can't remember the last time we conceded 4, and it looked like we could have conceded more. So stuff to sort out really from that performance, and hopefully they've got 2 weeks, most of them. Some of them will be away obviously, but to know exactly who we've got in the squad, and B, to work out maybe some alternative kind of ways of organising our midfield if we haven't got Christian Norgaard, because that was just not up to scratch by a long stretch. And the thing is, the Fulham game, Christian Norgaard didn't start, so it's not all about him. You know what I mean? Although we didn't dominate against Fulham, we certainly didn't lose the midfield in the way that we lost the midfield today. And I think that shows that Preston are a much better side than Fulham. I don't care about where they are in the league, Preston. I think, they've been unlucky up until this point. They've had things go against them, last minute goals, send-ins off that maybe shouldn't have been. And, I think they showed today that they're contenders, for promotion. They're a very good side. They were really impressive. So I think, it isn't just about Christian Norgaard not being in there. I think, there's, that maybe if we start the game without him, we've got a plan, but it just felt like without him, our midfield just did not know what they were doing. And I said I wouldn't highlight particular players, but just Marcondes, I think there are games, I think he's a really talented footballer, but there are games when he just is not present. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. The ball's like a hot potato for him. It comes to him and he just will kick it anywhere without even knowing if there's a Brentford player there. you know, and he hides at times, and that was one of those games. And you know, it wasn't. It certainly wasn't what we needed in midfield, but he wasn't the only one. You know, I thought Josh De Silva was about the only one in the middle of the park that could hold his head up from that performance. But even one of their goals, I felt he could have done more. You know, it's like we threw in the towel too easily once the goals started flying in, and it was reminiscent of a couple of seasons ago when every time we conceded, you thought, oh fuck, here we go, we're going to concede 3. And we put a stop to that last year, and yeah, so there's a lot to work, there's a lot to learn and fix. Yeah, I think I was surprised and a bit disappointed that Daniel started above Raya. I think, you know, we've given him the new contract, and you know, he is our number 1 keeper, you know, so. And I know Daniels hadn't done anything really to lose the shirt, but I think, you know, by making a statement like, we're not selling you, you're not going to Arsenal, and here's a new contract, here's better terms, like, you're number 1. And he's, you know, when he has come in the cup games, he's been very, very good. So give him the number 1 shirt, like start him in the league games. I can't see why. I can understand the thinking, but I was disappointed that Raya didn't start. I thought maybe, you know, maybe Ben Rama could have started, but you know, he played 80 minutes or something on Thursday 3 days ago, and you know, he's not had much of a pre-season, so I can kind of get that. And I'm not going to start, you know, criticising Canos. I thought he was okay. He played a great pass, and you know, I love Canos. You know, I don't understand what all the, you know, he's suddenly become singled out by a lot of fans for stuff not working out. I don't know, but anyway, you know, it's collectively they've got to take a lot of responsibility, including the back 4. And you know, I think we do miss Rico Henry. I think he gives us something extra. There was a couple of times when I can think of one time when Jensen sort of turned and put the ball out wide, expecting the left back to be there, and Dominic Thompson is just not on the same level as Rico Henry, and that's fair enough. He's a young kid, he hasn't played many games, and you know, he'll keep improving. But I think Rico Henry is a big loss at the moment, and obviously Christian Norgard's a big loss, and I think, you know, Pontus is not at his best at the moment. I think, you know, last season he was commanding that penalty area, and that defence just looked, you know, pretty, you know, unbeatable at times. And I don't know, he just doesn't seem quite at it so far this season, but you know, let's hope that improves. So yeah, really disappointed, but you know, you take it and kind of, you know, and just put it in context. You know, it's not like we often get a lesson at home like that, and hopefully, you know, they kind of can by the time the international break's finished, they've analysed that, and you know, and they'll kind of put it right. You know, I'm sure they will. You know. Anyway, yeah, signing off. Up the bees, Pommy Reds.